Hello and welcome back to Real Day Trading. Okay, let's see where we are. So we're in the middle of the 30K to 50K and then 50K trade for a living challenge. 10 days into it. The idea behind this challenge was the entire trading community is besieged by these naysayers who claim you cannot do it. It's impossible. Now, why these people like to hang around trading forums, I have no idea, but they do. And all they like to tell people is it's gambling, you can't do it, it's impossible. But yet, there are professional day traders. They're professional traders. But according to these people, we don't exist, right? So I figured, okay, the only way to shut up these cynics is to do it publicly and show how it can be done. So I decided I'm going to start with a $50,000 account. It's a reasonable amount. And then day trade it. I will let everyone else pick what the annual salary should be, and we will hit those goals, right? Then I was told $50,000 is a bit steep. Okay, well, that's really what you should start with if you're going to do this for a living. If you're going to support yourself, your family, whomever, with the salary off trading, you do need to start with a decent base amount. But still, everyone said 50K is a bit much. Okay, fine. So I started with $30,000. And the idea would be we're going to get $30,000, trade it up to $50,000, and then start there. Sounds reasonable, right? Okay. We settled on $100,000 a year as the salary. The poll actually came back at $87,000 a year average, but I figured that's a little bit too small, so I upped it to $100,000. It's $8,333 a month. Now, if we go over that, then I can always put more money back into the base amount. However, if the base amount increases, let's say next month I get $13,333, or $5,000 above the goal, and put that $5,000 back in. Well, now we have a base amount of $55,000. That increases the goal by 10%, right? Now the new goal is now $110,000 a year. Hopefully do so well that the base amount keeps increasing, and thus so would your salary. Now, the way I do it in my account is every 6 months, I just increase the base amount by 15%, right? So I take the profits out at the end of every month. They have to hit a certain number, a certain goal. And every 6 months, I increase the base amount. So it comes to about a 32% increase every year on the base. That allows me, by the way, to continue to increasing my goals and thus my salary. So this is, and you should consider it, a business. And the profit you get is your salary. This is your job. And it is a great job. It is financial independence. It is financial freedom. But as I've said time and time again, it takes a long time. If you do not follow the 10 steps, if you do not take your time to get your win rate up and your profit factor up, going through paper trading and then one share at a time until you finally get the method, the strategies, you understand all the terms, all the different instruments you can use, and that you're consistently successful at it. If you do not do that, you are going to lose money. I'm telling you right now, there are no shortcuts. There is no way around it. You may think, I know how to trade, I know how to do this, and you might have a couple of good weeks and a good run. In the end, you are going to lose money. If you are listening to this, be honest with yourself. How often have you taken money out of your account as profit? At the end of every month, I take money out of the account, and it is profit. I live off that money. I pay taxes on that. If you're not doing that consistently, then realize it is just a matter of time before you blow up your account. So stop trading and learn how to trade correctly. So back to this challenge. In 10 days' time, we made $9,405. That is already over the monthly goal that we would have to make for the $50,000 account. So I'd say we're well ahead of schedule here. Should be at 40,000, definitely be, I would hope, by the end of the week. And next week's a shortened week, but I'm hoping by the end of next week, we are very close to starting the 50K challenge. Okay, so a quick look at the positions we currently have. We have a Macy's time spread, which is an earnings play at $19. You can take a quick look and you'll see why. On time spreads, we're taking advantage of the IV differential. Here, for this week, the implied volatility is 217% on the $19 calls. For next week, they are 120%, so almost 100% less, 100 percentage points less. After earnings come out tomorrow morning, obviously the option will adjust. If Macy's goes up to 21, well, then this option is going to go up. If Macy's drops down to 17, or this is going to go down, right? But one thing is consistent no matter what the earnings number is going to be. This number, the IV, is going to drop. It's going to drop for this week, and it's going to drop for next week. When that happens, it will lower the price of the option. It will drop more for this week than for next week. So if this goes down to 85 and next week's goes down to 50, you have a much bigger decline here in terms of total points than next week, which means because you're short this call and long next week's call, you're going to be the beneficiary of that IV differential. So that's the theory behind it. When doesn't it work? It doesn't work if the stock goes well outside the range expected by the option pricing. So for example, we have a time spread on Snow, and it's at 133. But Snow got its ass kicked on earnings. It is at 115, right? So this option here, right here, on Snow, 133. This option here is going to be worth like, I don't know, 20 cents, whatever. And next week's option will be worth a little bit more because it's got some time in it, some theta. So if this is worth 20 cents and next week's is worth 50 cents, you can take the 30-cent credit right there, right? But it'll cost $1.70 for that time spread. So in order for you to recoup that, what you would have to do is either wait for this to expire worthless, get the full credit here. That's what we did for ROST. And then next week, hope Snow rebounds, and then that call option becomes worth something, in which case you can cash it in, right? Anything worth more than $1.70 or more is going to be profit, right? So if I wind up selling if this expires worthless and I wind up selling next week's option for $1.10, I lost 60 cents on the trade. If the stock goes outside the expected range, that can happen on time spreads. But you can also cover it by tomorrow. I can just buy puts on Snow until I get $1.70 profit, in which case I covered it, right? So, excuse me. Either way, for ROST, which is the calls that we have, which last week's expired worthless, we sold those. This week here, we have the 92 calls. I never thought they would come into play at all. I thought that was just going to be a lost cause. But if you see, the stock is actually recovered quite a bit. It's at 82. Once this gets to 85, those ROST calls are going to be worth around 20, 30 cents. Anything over, I think, I forgot what it was we paid for it, 17 cents. Anything over 17 cents for those calls, and it might have been actually 30 or 40 cents for those calls, is going to be profit. So we'll see how it goes. We have until Friday with them. That is why, by the way, the Trader Sync is currently off by 4,700, and I'll show you that right here. So here's Trader Sync, right? Because we still have this open position here, and it's counting the credit of $4,729 of the expired calls that we sold on the time spread. Once this trade closes, this will go down to 4,700. So this will go down to, let's say, $9,600 in profit, right? And somewhere around there. And as you can see, we are pretty much right around 9,400 in profit. We also have NVIDIA bracketed butterflies. If you don't know what those are, there's a video explaining those. Right now, it looks fairly good for the 150 butterflies on NVIDIA. I just need to collect more than $2 and I think 60 cents for that put butterfly, and the entire bracket will be in profit. Given that NVIDIA dropped here on low guidance, let's see, we are at 158. Yep, a little bit of a rebound, came back up here. I played it after hours. This should be, this should be in profit tomorrow. Well, we'll see. Okay. Today I did, like 30 trades. 30 trades. Anyone who says this is like not work, this is work. 30 trades is a lot. And here they are, right? After hours, I did SPLK. I did 3 NVIDIA trades here. See on NVIDIA, lost 347, up 500, up 300. Made around 200 on SPLK. On Redbox, I could have taken, it should have taken around, when I was up around $250 in profit, but this was right before market closed and there really wasn't enough time. In fact, I will put that in here as a not enough time as a mistake because I took that trade too close towards the end, right? There were a lot of quick trades in here. Again, I don't trust this market very much, so I'm keeping my trade duration short. I'm also cutting the losers quicker. If I held on to SLB, this would have been a winner. But if I held on to Moderna and I held on to this dumpster fire Wendy's or Baba, the short, these would have been worse than they are now. Tesla was a great one today. I took $4 off Tesla, which was right here, 150 shares. Took $4 off that. And this is all, by the way, possible because you used your day trading buying power. And let me just quickly address all those out there that claim you should not use all of your buying power, all of your available money, whatever you want to call it. You're wrong, and you're really wrong. I'm just gonna put that out there. You're just flat out really, really wrong about it. You're not risking, right? I have $132,000 in buying power here. So if I went to Apple, right? Apple here is at 139. I bought 950 shares of Apple. I used all of my buying power, right? I am not risking $132,000 unless you think that Apple is going to flash down to zero in a blink of an eye. I am risking whatever it is I set as my mental or hard stop on the trade. If I entered Apple right now, 950 shares at $140, but I'm not going to let Apple go below 139, I'm risking $950. It doesn't matter how much of your total buying power you're using on the trade. Just as long as if A, your option buying power is not negative at the end of the day. That is called a margin call. You do not want that. B, you want to make sure you have enough day trading buying power for tomorrow. So if I did a trade where, let's say, I took, I don't know, 10 Apple calls for $1,000 each, and that reduced my option buying power down to 28,000. That's going to reduce my day trading buying power tomorrow by a similar amount, because it's going to be 4 times my available option buying power, right? Okay. That's the second thing you got to keep in mind. How much day trading buying power do you want the next day? Third, how much flexibility do you want to make other trades? Right? So if I get 950 shares of Apple right now, and then it goes down 30, 40 cents, so I'm waiting, I'm not getting out of the trade. My mental stop is at 139. But then all of a sudden, let's say BBIG pops, right? Oh my God, it's going. It's at $2, it's $3, $4, $5. It's nonstop. I want to get in on that. Well, I don't have any buying power left. So unless I'm going to get out of Apple prematurely and go into another trade, I'm going to have to say next and not and miss the trade, right? So you want to make sure you have some flexibility as well. But overall, if you find and you're like, this is the best setup I've seen all day in a long time, there's no reason not to use every dime of your buying power. They're giving you a 4 times your base amount loan. It is what makes trading for a living possible. It's the only good thing about the pattern day trader rules. So use it. Because if I have 1,000 shares and I'm willing to risk max 50 cents, I'm risking $500 on the trade. If I used a quarter of my buying power on a different trade and I got 500 shares of, let's say, something that's worth $30 a share, and my stop is $1 below, I'm also risking $500. All that matters is what you're risking, not how much you're using. Oh, I only will use 2% of this to go to that and this, and shut the hell up. Honestly, trading is not a checklist. I feel a rant coming on, as if I haven't been already. Think of trading like this. If someone asked you, hey, teach me how to be social, right? Now, let's say you're a pretty social person. Everyone looks at you and goes, damn, you are social. You're social as hell. You are social AF. Woo. And so people come to you and they're like, teach me. I want to know, how can I be as social as you are? Because you are so fucking social, right? I want to make friends. I want to be the life of the party. Okay. You can sit them down and you can give them the do's and the don'ts, right? You walk into a room, have confidence, dress, don't dress one step above everyone else, but don't dress more than that. Look people in the eye. Talk about the following topics, but avoid these topics. They can give you the whole list of what you can do to be socially successful. And you can study that list. You can memorize that list. But if you walk into a social setting and it's very clear you're standing there and you're like, okay, first thing, yes, make eye contact. Done. Check. Next, smile. Okay, smiling now. Next, walk confidently up to person. Okay, they would think there's something seriously wrong with you. And they would be right. They would be absolutely right and probably would turn away and not talk to you. And maybe you're used to this response. I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is you need that checklist to know the foundations of everything you're supposed to do. But once you're in the situation, every situation is unique. Every context is unique. And you have to act that way. So you have to take into account that if you were at a party and there's alcohol and, music and all the things that the kids do today on the parties, right? When they have the parties, they're probably smoking the pot. That's what they're doing, damn kids. Listening to that Duran music of theirs. I'm telling you right now. The devil's music, people. But if you're at a party, you would act in a way that you would act at a party, right? You would talk about more lighthearted things. You're not going to sit there and talk about business. You're going to ask questions that are maybe a little bit more personal. You're going to tell jokes, all of that. If you are at a business function and you acted as if you were at a party, well, you'll probably get fired if it's your business, right, that you're working at. And vice versa, you're not going to get invited back to a party again. So, same checklist, but two different events. In trading, you all want that checklist. I can tell every one of you want this go down the list and do this, and then check, and then do this, and then enter here, and the 3 crosses the 8, and it's above the SMA, and it just bounced off VWAP with high relative volume, and I'm going in, and then I exit right. You all want that. Because you could take that, you could print it out, you could put it on your wall, and go down the list and go, I did all of that correct. But that's not what trading is. Trading is contextual. You have to know when and how to use all those things that you've learned and apply them to a choppy market, a bullish market, a bearish market. You need to know how to read the market, how to go short, how to go long, how to use options, how to use spreads. Each situation might call for something different. And even then, as you see with how I trade, you're going to make mistakes. Hell, I fucked up several times on this account, and it is still up $9,405 over 10 days. Even with a huge futures screw up and a huge NVIDIA screw up. I mean, look at the size of this. Here, we'll go here, right? And I'll go down to, where is it here? Oh, wow, so much green. So many wins. There's $1,000 win there on ES. Looking for, what, I was going to do that there. There it is. Look at the size of that NVIDIA screw up right there. Sold 300 shares at 163. Oh, that wasn't bad enough. Yeah, I averaged up. Sold another 100 shares at 166. And then another 100 shares. Finally, came to my senses, and I bought the damn things back. But by that time, I had lost $2,172. I mean, let's just look at this trade and how bad I screwed that up. Because that's fun, right? NVIDIA right here on the 5-minute. We will go to May 23rd. Here it is. Okay. And I shorted NVIDIA at 10.53. So I shorted NVIDIA right here. Right there. There it is. NVIDIA short. You see NVIDIA gap down here? It tried to go up, but got rejected, came back down, and then it was just sort of chopping around, and then bam, sort of going down here. So I shorted it here. It was relatively weak. It had a failed breakout, and it was going down right here as the market was going up. So, okay, I'm going to short it. But nope. Started going up. And so what did I do? At 11:06 right here, I added to the short. Why? Because here is stupidity number one. Right there. That's the first mistake. This wasn't a mistake. This was. And then I held it through here, all the way through here, and did not sell it until the very end of the day. And of course, what happened the next day? Right down here. Why couldn't I hold? Because I had 500 shares of NVIDIA. So my day trading buying power, that was fine to hold it, but my option buying power was completely depleted from the trade. So if I held it, yes, the trade would have been profitable, but I would not be able to trade the next day because I would have no buying power, right? And I had no guarantee by holding it that the market was going to open down. But let's just say if I had 50 shares, yes, I would have swung it overnight. But if I had 50 shares in NVIDIA, do you know how long it would take to get the account up to $50,000? Right, that long. Okay. This was moronic. I should have gotten out right when I saw this dip in SPY here and the video going up. Lost relative weakness. Should have got out, but I didn't. Should have got out over here when I had the chance here on this dip, but I didn't. So I held it all throughout. That was a mistake. So even when you're at the point where you're a pro trader, you can make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes. All right, well, here is the log. It is up. We are doing really well. Hopefully we'll hit the 50K next week. Until then, I suggest, because I am getting so many questions that are all answered you know where, so do that and then do that, but make sure you read the damn wiki that you have to do. Got that? All right, everyone. Good night.